Namaskar friends, keep learning with Export Import Make in India campaign. And today in the session we will understand how to export good from China to France. Okay, so we know that the machinery is used in the France. Okay, so we have contacted to the France buyer regarding the requirement of the machineries. Okay, and we know that we don't know the machine is not available in India, but we know the supplier of this such kind of machine. So what we will do, we can start deal with this France buyer. Okay, so this France buyer will place order to us a machine for the manufacturing of the goods. Okay, and this machine is not available in India. So what we will do, we place this order to China. Okay, so any Chinese supplier, we will ask this machinery. Okay, so in this case, once the France place order to us, we place the order to China. Okay, so in this case, this France buyer is not aware with this Chinese supplier. He know to us. Okay, so we are sitting in India. So placing the order to us, and we are asking this good from China. So in this process, we are exporting this good on the margin basis. So here the we China place sorry France place order to India, and India place order to China. So what China supplier will do? China supplier will build to India. Okay, build to us and ship to France. Okay, so in this process, this Chinese supplier will aware about this France buyer, so he can directly start with the deal with France. But there is some procedure in this case, swift switch billing. Okay, so we can use the switch billing. First, Chinese will bill to us. Okay, and we will switch this billing to the France buyer. So these goods will export from China to directly to the France. Okay, so main thing need to understand this process, how we can start margin on such kind of deal. Okay, if we have a good knowledge in the machinery, we can ask and deal with this France buyer. Okay, and the France buyer will place order to us. Okay, and we will place this order to Chinese supplier. Okay, so once we prepare the commercial invoice in the name of France, because this Chinese supplier will prepare commercial invoice the name of our company. Okay, so for example, we have buy this machinery on the $10,000. Okay, so here we need to pay $10,000 to the Chinese supplier. Okay, and what we'll do, we will prepare the commercial invoice to the France buyer. So on the percentage of the like 15% on the margin, we sell this good to the China. So we'll prepare the commercial invoice after adding the 15% margin. Okay, in this process we can send this good to the France. So in this process, main thing need to understand, we need to have a good knowledge in the trading. Okay, so we have a good knowledge in the trading process. So once we dispatch the goods, okay, we place the order, the procedure will start in such way, like we are sitting in India. So as these goods are exported in the term of FOB, so here Chinese supplier sitting in the China, and he will place this good on the seaport here. Okay, in the FOB term, and the FOB terms, these goods will export. Okay, so for example, Chinese exporter prepare the commercial in the FOB terms. Okay, so he will place this good here, and after that this good need to move from here to here. So what we are doing here, as per the terms, we are booking these containers. Okay, so our we hire the freight forwarder and appointing this freight forwarder for the picking this machine from the China. So for example, any freight forwarder one, we appoint this one. Okay, and intimate to that this good need to pick up from the China these locations. Okay, and need to prepare the bill of lading as the France buyer. Okay, so once we hire this freight forwarder will take the booking from the shipping line. Okay, and as per the shipping line, just like he received the uh, ETA and ETD. Okay, so one in such way you receive the details from the shipping line. What is the time of the vessel? Okay, and at what time this container is pick up from the China. Okay, so in this process, the freight forwarder give the details regarding that the vessel is departure from the China on this date. Okay, so before this date, the China supplier need to be make ready machineries. Okay, so as per vessel, just like we receive the 10 days booking days. So in this day, the machinery need to be packed and container need to place at the Chinese supplier, and Chinese supplier will in this process, just like we file the freight forwarder, this freight and also in share the details of the pickup location. So the the person of Chinese supplier will also in the mail, so he will aware that this container will reach at the factory on this date. So the Chinese supplier will ready the goods, okay, and here the freight forwarder will place the empty container at the Chinese supplier factory. So the goods are dispatched and move from supplier factory to the seaport. Here this goods move by transport and unloaded at the seaport. Then ship, this container will load in the ship. Okay, so here the shipping line we issue the bill of lading, okay, to freight forwarder, which is hired by us. So the freight forwarder will pay to the shipping line of the freight of this shipment. Okay, once he pay the shipping line freight charges, freight forwarder, then he only receive the bill of lading. And this bill of lading we need to send by the courier or our freight forwarder to the France buyer. Okay, so once he show this original bill of lading at the France buyer to the shipping line will hand over this container. Okay, so we are here is currently here. The container is going to move, and because original bill of lading is issued by shipping line and hand over to the freight forwarder. Freight forwarder have paid these charges of the freight. Okay, so in this way the goods are moving from here China to France. Okay, so the processing and the timing of like just 60 days or 45 days of the transit time. So in this day before arrival these goods at the France, we need to move this original document to here, okay, and cargo delivery at the France. So in this process, France will make payment to us, okay, and we switch the document. Okay, first this document is come to us, and we switch this document, and we will send this document to the France. Okay, so in the basis of this process, the container will receive. So what France will make payment, because here the invoice is issued by our company. So France buyer will make payment to the us. Okay, on behalf of this, we will share the document. Okay, by courier or this way. Just like a Chinese supplier send document to us, and we change the document and send the document to the France. Okay, and the France buyer will check out the document when this bank will intimate. Okay, here bank will intimate to the buyer that your document is received in the bank, so you make payment and take the documents. So France supplier will make payment to us. Okay, and as per in payment terms, we also make the payment to a Chinese supplier. So this is the procedure of the document where we understood how this shipment is moved and document is flow. So main thing need to understand, these are the very important way and very best methods to deal in the trading. If you have good knowledge in such way, you can earn a lot of money. So need to understand what is the international demand, what is the trends, and check out the details regarding the consumption of the product in the Europe. So guys, in this session we have tried to understand what is the procedure of the trading goods from China to France and what is the documentation process. So guys, we are going to end this session here. Thanks for watching the session. Have a nice day.